Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, The Unemployed Reader. My name is Anthony. So for today's video, I thought it'd be kind of fun. Well, fun for me. I don't know if you're going to think it's fun. I hope you do. To go through each of the 12 tracks on Life of a Showgirl by Miss Taylor Swift, which just came out a couple weeks ago. So I've now had 2 weeks to really listen to everything and decide what I like. And also compare them to 12 books that I read this year. So I just like went through my list, and the first books that came to mind that I read that match a song title, might not be exactly what it's about. I was like, when I think of the song, what's the first book that I read this past year that I thought of? And I want to put them together and give you my rating of the song out of 5, and then what my Goodreads rating was for that book. So let's jump into it. All right, so first up is The Fate of Ophelia. So The Fate of Ophelia made me think of The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I Not because the book has anything to do really with romantically, but the book does have to do with what ends up happening to Ophelia in Hamlet. So that's why I was like, The Fate of Ophelia reminded me of that book. The Fate of Ophelia is one of my top 5 on the album, so it's a 5-star for me, the song. The book I gave 4 stars to. Number 2 is Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor made me think of The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. Um, I love that book so much. So that was a 5-star book for me. And the reason I thought of it was also it takes place in Italy. It doesn't and in the song talks about Portofino. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the old Hollywood that Elizabeth Taylor does, but it is about like rock stars and stuff in the Tuscan um, countryside. So that's what came into my head first. That song is also a 5-star song for me. I promise that it's actually not one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums, so it's not like everything's going to be 5 stars. But the album starts off really strong for me, so that's why there's some higher numbers here. Next is Opalite. So Opalite made me think of House on Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Basically, why, without giving like anything away, it's this really like feel good song about someone who like couldn't really find love, and then what am I trying to say? Couldn't find love, and then finally does find it in a way in their whole life. So anyway, that book was a 5-star book for me, and then for the song, it's a 4-star song for me. Next up is Father Figure. So Father Figure, 5-star song, love it. I think the lyrics are actually really good. I think the whole story, she's going back and forth talking about two perspectives, is really cool. And that song, not movie, that song made me think of Dinner for Vampires, Life on a Cult TV show by Bethany Joy Lenz. Only because in the book she's in a cult, and there's a father figure that maybe isn't the best out, like looking out for this person the best way they should. So 5-star for the book, 5-star for the song. Eldest Daughter. Eldest Daughter made me think of Small Favors because that book is really, they actually hammered home that the main character is the eldest daughter. And yeah, that's only why. That's the only thing. They're very different. That book was a 5-star book for me. Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig. And the song is not my favorite. I'm not usually into like those ballady type things like from her. So I gave it 3 stars. Next up is Ruin the Friendship. This song grew on me so much. When I first listened to it, I was not a fan. And then I was like, oh, I really like this song. So 5-star song, especially when you've heard to know what it's about. And the first book that came to mind is called The Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. And that, I feel like I'm giving away something. That was also a 5-star. That was like my favorite fantasy book that I read this year. So I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It comes out in January. A Language of Dragons. If you like Harry Potter and like school stuff, I think you'll like it. And dragons, if you like dragons, you'll like it. So check it out. Next up is Actually Romantic, which I'm giving 2. I really wanted to like this song because I do like a sassy Taylor. I like kind of like Beef. Reputation is my favorite album, but it just didn't hit for me. I felt like it was kind of beneath her. And yeah, so I gave it 2 stars. And then I related it the most to a book I read called um, Emily Wilde, sorry, Encyclopedia of Fairies. And that book I gave 3 stars. Next up is Wishlist. This is a 3-star song for me. It's catchy. The lyrics I don't love, but like the beat, the melody and stuff is cool. And I related that to the Inheritance Games, which I just read, and that was a 5 star. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, only because the girl inherits a bunch of money and gets a bunch of cool things that she could probably buy all that stuff that Taylor Swift names in the song. Next up is Wood, the controversial song about someone's something. The song is a 2 star for me. I don't know, like yes, again, it's catchy, but it's not my something is off about it. I don't need to hear her. It's the way that she's such a good songwriter and she kind of like low I feel like she lowers herself to these like Sabrina Carpenter type vibes. I like Sabrina Carpenter. I just don't think they're the same type of songwriter. And so it's not my favorite. So 2 stars for the song. And the Nyroline I reminded me of the Tainted Cup, and that's solely because the Tainted Cup is a lot about there's a lot of trees in the Tainted Cup. That's the only thing. There's no innuendos in that book, and that book I rated 3 stars. Cancelled, which is another favorite of mine because I just love when a bunch of the lines that she says in it, but especially the last bridge where she talks about like my friend. I love my friends being too much, and like there's so many stuff. I can't think of the lyrics right now. I should have like printed them off, but I love that song. Already said that, and I love, love, love the book that thought about when I thought that, and that's The Rachel Incident, which is one of my favorite books of this year, probably my favorite book of that I read this year. And in that book, she kind of some people want to cancel her. That's what made me think of that. Next up is Honey, and Honey made me think of The Women in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. So, because in the book, the only reason is like this woman is trying to like explain something, and everyone's like, there, like you're wrong, like you probably saw something, you're having like a breakdown. And in the song, she kind of talks about that. So, Honey is a 4 star song for me. The Woman in Cabin 10 was 4.5 stars. Finally, The Last Showgirl. And that made me really think of a book called Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Paul Smith. And that book is about some like a woman who is passing white. She's a black woman who's passing as a white woman in like 1950s Hollywood, which is such a showgirl type era for what I think. So that's why I related those two. The song is a 4 star song for me, and that book is a 4 star book. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to maybe do more fun little things like this in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Please click that button down there.